So the piece of literature I really wanted to examine for this conference was Mirrors, Windows, and Sliding Glass Doors by Rudine Sims Bishop. It was something that Profe Parauquin really introduced us to in our first week of class, and I used it to guide all of my reflections. So one little paragraph that really stood out to me says, "Books are sometimes windows, offering views of worlds that may be real or imagined, familiar or strange. These windows are also sliding glass doors, and readers have only to walk through an imagination to become part of whatever world has been created and recreated by the author. When lighting conditions are just right, however, a window can also be a mirror. Literature transforms human experience and reflects it back to us. And in that reflection, we can see our own lives and experiences as part of the larger human experience. Reading then becomes a means of self-affirmation, and readers often seek their mirrors in books." And this really stood out to me, especially when I was starting to work with the 8th grade girls. And I think it reflected back to me too, and just like how I could see my Latinidad reflected in books. I think one of the books I first started reading, and I actually read again in Spanish, was Esperanza Rising, and it really just it told a story of migrant farm workers, which was a story in my family, and so I really saw myself reflected in a way that I really hadn't seen in other literature that I had read in school. I think it's so powerful because it does teach us other worlds. It teaches us empathy and seeing other people's cultures, and you might live over here and I live over here, but we're not that different from each other. We have human emotions, and it allows us to step into our worlds, step into their shoes and really understand the world. And I think that's why it's so important to have diverse children's literature, because as the world becomes more polarized and it feels like it's us versus them, it's so important to see you're not that different from me. I say tomato, you say tomato. Things really are not as scary as they seem. And I think literature really helps us break down that wall, and it really brings people together in ways that are just very unique and give you that warm feeling inside.